As part of the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement, nearly all the world's nations pledged to keep global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. Most of these countries unfortunately missed their emission targets, but is it still possible to keep global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius? This graph here shows the trend in global temperature rise over the last few decades. Warming has progressed linearly for the past 50 years in response to increasing global carbon dioxide emissions, and despite carbon dioxide emissions accelerating in recent years, radiative forcing, the phenomenon that causes warming, only increases with the logarithm of CO2 concentration. If we start lowering emissions now, the trend will flatten out and roughly become horizontal as we reach net zero emissions. This graph here shows global CO2 emission trajectory targets in which we can still limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius with a 50-50 probability before the year 2050. The main takeaway from these graphs here are, yes, we can still limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius by the year 2050. However, this will require halving global carbon dioxide emissions by 2030, and if the world dilly-dallies for another 10 years, it will be no longer feasible. This means decisive action must be taken immediately for us to effectively respond to climate change. Our dependence on fossil fuels must be swiftly replaced with cleaner forms of energy if we are to mitigate the devastating effects climate change will bring.